Neither the Pope or the priest in the church, from the church, or these political leaders know anything about God. They have never seen anything that is the sign of God, because they don't go into God's domain. They cannot. The gate is closed. The gate of heaven is not in heaven anywhere. It is within you. And the Master can open it for you immediately. Even before preaching or telling you how to meditate or anything, the Master could do that already, immediately. By meeting you, if you truly, sincerely request, you will see God. You will see the light of God. You will hear the voice of God immediately. Then you become free at that moment and forever. You will be going to your true home, enjoying true happiness, true bliss, true richness within and without. Truly without, because the heavens road is paved with gold. Everywhere you can see jewels, which you treasure so much and work so hard to be able to even possess one little diamond, the size of the tip of a chopstick. This is unimaginable. I can talk forever about it, but I could never understand how come humans degrade themselves thus from the children of God to become slaves of material existence and then degrade themselves all the way down to hell. So we made this beautiful Eden become half a hell already. And even we cannot guarantee that we can continue to live here on this planet. And we're destroying our home, the planet, more and more every day. And we have worse and worse disasters all the time now. All the saints and sages, present or future or past, are helping us tremendously, but we just dive down, don't even look up to see where we're going. And all the leaders of the world, I have to say, they don't do much. Leaders are supposed to lead people into the right direction, but even the leaders themselves don't know where they're going anyway. Or maybe they don't care, because they don't really believe in God. Wise words, shining saints and sages come and go, but nobody looks at them. If they don't kill them or torture them in any way, it's already very good. Not to talk about listening to them and following them. Therefore, since time immemorial, masters don't ever have many disciples. I mean, in their lifetime. I think I am the only one that has the most disciples in the whole world at this period of our time. Other masters, either they don't want to, or they just cannot get through the thickness of poison that the world people have been taking in since long eons of time. My time, I'm still alive, but my time, I feel, is very short, shorter and shorter. That's why I feel very urgent in my heart. I keep asking, what else can I do? What else can I do? Even with many of the sincere helpers, like my so-called God's disciples, they're doing everything they can. But still, the world is not truly awakened totally. Disasters keep coming. War and trouble keep ravaging our world, but the leaders are not doing much. They're still not waking up. Even just a piece of animal meat, they cannot spit it out and replace it with vegan protein. And then they go on, condemning the drug-addicted people or the robbers, the thieves, because they can't do much more and they don't have much other jobs to do, or they don't know what else to do, or they cannot leave their habits of robbing, stealing, or doing drugs. Those things are more urgent to these crime committers, like taking drugs, alcohol abuse, or many other things like robbery and stealing or scamming. Cheating people online, for example, like that. They just had to do it. Some of them have to do it, forced to do it, to survive for a living, because it's not always easy to find a job that they're able to do. I'm not making excuses for criminals, but I'm just saying that the societies are not perfect. Our society is not good enough to lead people into the right direction. And the leaders of the world should make a shining example to lead their citizens into the right direction. But examples of goodness, of righteousness, of straightforwardness, of honesty are few. It's rampant in many governments of different countries where bribery with protection is all over, everywhere. Even in America, they have just found out the ex-government was not good, not honest enough, not clean enough. A lot of waste in spending, lots of abuse of citizens' hard-earned tax money. It's not just America, it's just that in other countries they have not tried to find out yet.
An inspector general in 2023 found that the Social Security Administration did not have a death date for 18.9 million people born before 1920. The Social Security Administration says almost none of these 18 million dead people still alive in the database are getting benefits. But the inspector general says that because Social Security has not identified them as dead, other agencies who rely on their death master file could be making erroneous payments to these people. The Government Accountability Office says in 2023, there were more than $236 billion in improper payments made to people, including people that are dead.
When I saw the Social Security numbers, I said, wow, that's really something. So we have, let's just go above 100 years old. We have millions and millions of people over 100 years old. Everybody knows that's not so. How many of them were getting paid Social Security? Because if that's the case, it's a massive fraud. Where's the money being spent, right? Let's go into that for just a second. $486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, including $22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova, and $21 million for voter turnout in India. Listen to these numbers. This is all fraud. $1.5 million for voter confidence. We want to give them confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali.
Mr. Chairman, our aid approach has severely harmed our global standing. USAID's humanitarian system is also broken. In Gaza, American aid financed Hamas's campaign to exterminate Israel. Similarly, in Afghanistan, Yemen, and Syria, where we lack physical presence to ensure that our aid is not diverted to terrorists. Our aid is sustaining these war economies. USAID failed to properly manage the billions of dollars entrusted to it. This committee discovered that USAID partners were charging 50% or more for overhead.
I uncovered over $1 trillion in government waste, with the State Department and USAID being some of the worst offenders. Let me give you just a few examples of what these unelected bureaucrats are spending your hard-earned money on. $4.8 million went to Ukraine's Public Affairs Office in Kiev to fund social media influencers. USAID spent $2 million on transgender surgeries, hormone therapy, and gender-affirming care in Guatemala. USAID funneled over $54 million to EcoHealth Alliance, funding the very organization linked to the Wuhan Institute of Virology, the likely origin of the COVID-19 pandemic. Disgraceful. $15 million was awarded to Taliban-controlled Afghanistan to distribute oral contraceptives and condoms.
This is a 90-day freeze through which it allows us now to review programs. You know, before we did the freeze, we couldn't find out anything about some of these programs. And USAID in particular, they refused to tell us anything. We won't tell you what the money's going to, where the money's for, who has it, which contractor it's been. You know, in some cases, it goes through 4 different contractors before it reaches the intended recipient. In some cases with USAID, 10, 12, 13%, maybe less of the money was actually reaching the recipient, and the rest was going into the overhead and the bureaucracy,
etc.
They just go on harassing citizens. For example, if you have been saving some money all your life and even put some $100,000s in your bank, and then they will chase after you, asking you where it's from, and you have headache trying to find all the old records and papers, if you have any, for example, like that. So the government can keep all this money, the banks can keep it, and then do whatever. We don't even know what. But that is not the solution to keep the country clean. If the governments are not wise enough, are not truly protective of the people, are not truly putting citizens' interests at the top of their agenda, then the countries still are not stable, still have many other problems to face and to solve. In the old times, people say that a person has to first purify himself, practicing all the principles himself, and then he can take care of his family correctly. And then, if he wants, he can go into the government system and manage his country. And then he can even pacify the world. Yes, if every country has a government that is pure and clean and straightforward and truly working for the people, who even pays them. The people pay the government through their taxes. If all the countries' governments are clean and pure, then of course each country will contribute peace to the world.